Shocking new footage reveals the moments leading up to and after the murder of Iryna Zarutska by Decarlos Brown Jr. As you can see in this photo, here's a screenshot of the video evidence showing the murder of Iryna, who was a Ukrainian refugee who came over here to the United States and unfortunately was on a North Carolina light train and was just brutally murdered for absolutely no reason. A horrific act done by this black male. You see this all the time. There's absolutely minimal coverage by these mainstream media news outlets because it goes against their narrative. Only if the roles were reversed would we see a massive outrage by these mainstream media companies, but rather it's a black male killing a white female, and they were pretty much silent up until today, Monday, September 8th. This happened quite some time ago, and now we're finally starting to see peeps of this coverage. So it's ridiculous to see that this tragic event happening, but the fact that there was almost no coverage of it either. But today I really wanted to go into detail about the actual video and the moments leading up to it, seeing the truth, the facts. There were some people saying that she was, talking to him or, invoking some sort of rage. But if you look, there's absolutely nothing that shows that, but rather just a unhinged attack. So let's dive into this video. So this is the train station. As you can see, people getting on and off. It's very normal situation here, just people minding their own business. You see some gentlemen here talking. As the video goes on, you will see the man here, Decarlos Brown Jr. You could see he's fidgeting. He's acting very emotional. He's very twitchy. You can almost see he's kind of like having some sort of internal dialogue. He's shaking his head. He's maybe having a conversation with himself. And here steps on Iryna as she comes onto this train to come home, probably after a day's work. It looks like she's wearing some sort of pizzeria shirt, and she's just minding her own business on her phone, absolutely just wearing her headphones, just probably listening to music and just minding her own business, quite frankly. And as we see Decarlos take something out of his pocket, which was actually the knife that he was going to use. It was a pocket knife to murder this woman. And you can see he's preparing to, flip it open, get the blade out, and he's just there, stands up, absolutely nothing that would warrant any sort of behavior like this, nothing at all. And he just goes and stabs her a multitude of times, killing her. And people didn't even notice at first, but until they started to notice this blood dripping on the floor. I don't know how any of the passengers did not notice this one bit at all. They must have been so drowned in their phone. This gentleman here was the first one to realize something had gone wrong, and he's going to head back to where Iryna was at the time. And there's blood splattered on the floor. You see he took his sweatshirt off. He's hiding, and he was able to even get off the train, which is honestly the most insane part of this. That the fact that this gentleman was, nobody paid attention. There was zero situational awareness from the passengers on this topic. Like, what you're telling me, the people sitting next to her didn't hear her like let out a yell or a scream, or the person who's sitting directly next to him did nothing? Like, this is just outrageous that this is happening all across the United States now, let alone that this man was in and out of prison and jail 14 different times. He's had a multitude of crimes against him. And why is he allowed? Why is he out of prison? Someone like this who's a career criminal. Honestly, there's an element of putting some blame on our judicial system. Why is someone like this able to walk free? This is someone who clearly does not learn from his action, an individual who doesn't care about other people, someone who just continually causes problems for society. Honestly, he should have been locked up. He should have been locked up for years, and now ultimately something like this has to happen. A murder of an innocent young woman, Ukrainian refugee, and now finally, hopefully he's going to be put to death. But why does it take this many times? Why does it have to be time after time after time of grace. There's way too much grace that is given to individuals like this. And being a believer myself, like I do believe in grace, but ultimately this is an individual who clearly does not repent, learn of his actions, but rather is someone he's a serial crime individual. He continually is doing crime, and then ultimately it has to happen where some innocent young lady was murdered in literally not daylight, but the lights were on, there was people around her, and this person just murdered her in cold blood. Absolutely no reason to do it whatsoever. No invoking, no, slight comments that were made. Just an out of nowhere attack on this young woman, and it's frightening, it's saddening, and honestly the American people are sick of it. I'm sick of seeing this happen time and time again, and the attack on white people as it relates to these crimes, because this is awful, and it's evil, and it's diabolical. And I pray for her family, and I pray for anybody who lives in these major cities where you're pretty much just continually a potential victim of crime just by going about your day. It's awful and it's terrible, and I just pray for her, and I ask that you guys would do the same. But I felt like this was a very important topic that's going around circulating in the news today, so I figured that we should talk about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Michael Boucher with the Freedom Front News. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this.